start again. It's a Redskin.
Let's go. Big dubs for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 2-1 game as they take a 2-1 series lead over the Montreal Canadiens. This was a nail-biter finish, but it was nice to see the Maple Leafs come out on top. How you doing, Clarkey?
Doing great tonight. It was a great end to the long weekend. For everyone celebrating the long weekend, hope everyone had a great Monday off. If you have Monday off, hopefully. But yeah, it was a great game to watch tonight. We got a lot to talk about, but thanks for having me on, Arco.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And I got to put this right up here. Great comment from the beautician. This can't go under the radar. That block by Justin Hall at the end, absolutely stellar. Exactly what we need to win. That is exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs needed. Sacrificing your body in the playoffs, in the big-time moments, dying seconds of this game. Justin Hall makes a sacrifice for his body, whatever it takes to win. You need that on your team.
Guy's a warrior. I mean, that was a gladiator laying out his body on the line for the team, for the greater good, for the collective goal. And wow, to see that at the end against Suzuki, who can rip a shot, or it was Caulfield, I think, who I think they said he was on pace for like 160 shots in the games he played for Montreal. So the guy's a sniper, and Hall's like, shoot it at my rib, shoot it anywhere, I'll take it. So that was a great effort by Hall there. I was really hyped when I saw that.
Yeah, he got down and he blocked at it. It reminded me of what Mitch Marner did to Boston a couple years back when he blocked a couple shots to seal, I believe it was Game 5 victory for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, it's whatever it takes mentality. That's what champions are built off of.
Zach says, "Win it for JT," and that's definitely on the mind of everyone in this locker room. The Maple Leafs want to do it for their captain.
Yep.
But that third period, that was a bit closer than you'd like. I mean, it wasn't really a close period, but it was a closer finish than you'd like.
Yeah, Leaf fans, share what you guys thought. I mean, by the end of the game, I was a little bit worried. Not because I thought the Leafs were going to lose, but just because it was getting a little too close for my comfort. Montreal was on 6-on-5, and they were dominating us. We dominated them earlier in the game, but it was a pretty even game, and it could have gone either way at the end. We could have definitely not have had this show right now and been watching overtime. So yeah. It was a tight game, and kudos to Montreal for a really, really good effort, and it was a great game to watch overall.
It was a great game to watch. This was, make no mistake about it, this was the battle of the goaltenders here. Carey Price had a stellar performance out there. Jack Campbell, he wasn't very busy out there, but in the third period, he was hit with 15 shots. He made 15 saves in the third period. Toronto Maple Leafs only got 2 shots on goal, so that's a big concern, that the way that they closed out the game. But the defensive effort to block the shots and the performance we saw from Jack Campbell was outstanding.
Yeah, he almost had a tougher job in the middle of the game too, where he didn't have, I think in the second period it was reversed. Toronto had like 20 shots and Montreal only had a few. So, for him to stay calm, cool, and collected and warm throughout the whole game when it wasn't consistently traffic his way was great. And he played amazing. He played so good. So he's shutting out the haters and making us all proud.
He definitely is. He was great out there tonight, and he played. There's so many people questioning if he can play in the playoffs. He's never played in the playoffs before, but he got his first playoff victory under his belt in Game 2, and then he follows it up with this performance in Game 3. You'd love to see it from Jack Campbell.
Yeah, we got some comments flying in here about Campbell. We got a lot of comments in here tonight. Holy. Jad says Campbell was clutch tonight, and Hall with that block was amazing. Amen to that. Maddie says, big Leafs fan. My buddy Ian told me to check you guys out. Go Leafs, go. Love that. Sub guy, let's get to 1,000 for Jake tonight. Woo! Let's go. That'd be amazing.
Thank you, Wolf Tank. Who cares how the third period went? We won. Yeah, I mean, it's good vibes. It's nice to win, but the concern is definitely there.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, now that doesn't matter, but something in the back of your mind.
It's something that the Maple Leafs definitely need to build upon, and they need to improve tomorrow night. They need to play a full 60 minutes there.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, back to back, and that leads into my next question. Who will start for the Toronto Maple Leafs in goal tomorrow night?
Oh my! I thought the game was later. I didn't want to have this talk tonight. Oh my gosh!
Back to back.
I don't know. I mean, we just went off saying Campbell and giving him a lot of praise, but he had a lot of work cut out from him tonight. And goalies get a little bit more tired than players, I feel like. So, like, I think it should be Campbell, but if Campbell's like if he's tired or he's, we don't want to wear him out too much, put Anderson in. See what happens. I mean, even if Anderson gets the dub, Campbell's still our starter at this point, don't you think?
Campbell's our starter. He has to play himself out of it. But I think that you're going to give the opportunity to Frederik Andersen tomorrow. Think about the injuries that both these goalies have been sustaining throughout the entirety of the season. They've been dealing with injuries. And I love the way that Jack Campbell performed tonight. But I think you might want to go to Frederik Andersen, who's rested up. And he is a viable option for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what's Montreal going to do? Are they going to play Jake Allen? Like, if they play Jake Allen, I think we play Anderson. There's no problem there. But if they're playing Price and we're playing Anderson, like, I don't know. Like, I agree with you, though. I think you don't want to run Campbell to the ground. That's a lot of hockey.
Yeah, and I mean, back-to-backs don't happen very often in the playoffs, but within North Division this year, the later start, it's happened in both series. Edmonton Winnipeg is playing their second game of a back-to-back tonight, and last night they choked. They choked in the third period. The Edmonton Oilers, big-time choke job.
I didn't watch the game, but I'm rattled because I picked Draisaitl in my player fantasy, my number one pick. I had like the 11th pick, and he was like still left, so I picked him. They're not going to make it out of the first round.
It doesn't look like it. It does not look like it.
Are they down right now? Or are they?
They're playing right now. I'm not sure what the score of that game is, but they're down.
Brooksy says Jets are up 2-1 right now. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah,
well, we're gonna play the Jets. I'm a little worried about that, just because I thought Oilers matched up better. But we got to get through this first. JC
Campbell
needs a rest.
Start Anderson. I would play Campbell tomorrow, and if we go up 3-1, I would maybe play Anderson game 5. Ian, the reason we're saying really considering playing Frederik Andersen at all in this is because there's a back-to-back here. You don't want to. You might want to. I personally don't want to play Jack Campbell back-to-back nights.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in the comments that disagree with you on that. I agree with you, but JB says Campbell can rest in the summer. So a lot of these Leafs fans want to see Campbell in tomorrow night. We'll see. Red Light Riddick, old school says.
Yeah, no, that's not good. David Riddick's not getting a start here in the playoffs unless there's some serious injury issues here. We don't want that. 17 out of 24 games that Campbell has started, he's allowed 2 goals or less. Great stat. And Jack Campbell held the Montreal Canadiens to just 1 tonight.
Yeah, Brooksy, thank you for the stat. Anyone that's got interesting stuff like that, we love that stuff. So thank you, Brooksy. But yeah, it's a good indication of how we've gotten a lot of wins with Campbell and net. So I see why a lot of Leafs fans want to see him tomorrow night.
Yeah, his regular season record was 17-3-2. He was stellar for this team since he took over there's no doubt that the net is his. But in a back-to-back, you may want to play Frederik Andersen. There's been so many teams in the past that have succeeded with multiple goaltenders.
Yeah, like a rotation. Yeah.
This was clearly a goalie game. It was a battle of the goaltenders, and Carey Price, stellar performance from Carey Price as well. I'm going to show save of the game here, easily.
The wide open net, watch that plant and then just reach with the stick in desperation, gets there, and oh man, that's one that is Jason Spezzi's thinking, I better get this up, better not put it along the ice.
Wow. It was a 0-0 game at that time on the Maple Leafs power play, and wow.
Yeah, I was a bit mad, but then you see the save, and it's like you got to just sit back and admire that. That's a form of art. I mean, Price is such a great goaltender, and that save right there. I think it was Spezza be like, I don't know what he yelled. He's like, "Damn it," or something like that. Like he screamed it. Or he's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like no one could believe that save. Like it was just a TSN #1 highlight right there.
Yeah, that's an incredible save. And if you saw the analysis from Kelly Rudy on the intermission, there, he's saying that there's a bit of luck involved, but Carey Price, that's instinct. He looks at the stick and looks at the angle of it to know a general area of where the puck's going to be going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
But the Maple Leafs got by Carey Price twice tonight. Let's show the first goal they scored, and it was from William Nylander, who's been on fire in the playoffs.
They cut off the route to the net. Nylander scores a face-off win, and William Nylander has goals in 3.
3 straight games in the playoffs, 3 straight goals. 3 goals and an assist for William Nylander through the first 3 games of the playoffs. I think he's been the best player in this series.
Yeah, Luke here says, how about Willie Stiles, 3-3? He's looking good. And the one thing I forget about him is when he wants to, he's got some legs on him. He can skate really well. Just glides on the ice. And I think we saw it in the second, first, and even tonight where he picks up the puck and goes. And tonight it was just a shot on net through traffic, but it worked. And that's what you got to do to get past a great goalie like Price. So it's been hyped seeing him do well.
And you know what else about William Nylander? He's been playing physical hockey. He might not be just dropping people with a massive hit, but he's playing physical hockey. He's getting in the dirty areas. He's doing what people said he doesn't do. A lot of people have been critical of him, but he's been stellar for this team. And to all the critics out there, Clarkey, you know what's coming up?
Yeah, I know.
Cut you off there, but
No, I said I knew what you're going to do there. Oh, my gosh.
yep. Jason Brooks says every Leaf player has played physical. Evan Matthews. This team's coming together. You need to see the physicality aspect in the playoffs, and they look prepared for playoff hockey here.
Yeah, Brooksy, great point. I mean, I think Matthews, prior to the game, was leading the league or the Leafs in hits or second or something like that. He's been laying the bod, and all the Leaf players know that Montreal's come out physical, so they've tried to match that, and it's great to see them do that.
It is. 34 looks like he's having a blast. He does. He's getting under the skin of the Montreal Canadiens. He's just constantly laughing in this series. It's nice to see.
Yeah, was it with Chariot or Sherratt tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just getting under their skin like a slither. Weber.
Dennis wants to know, what do you think about the Matthews line? I think that Austin Matthews has been a star, obviously. He's a superstar player. He's been exactly when he needs to be in this series so far. Zach Hyman, he's a workhorse. He made some big plays tonight. Mitch Marner. Okay, I mean, he hasn't really performed as well as I'd like to see him play so far through the first 3 games. I'm going to call a spade here. He was better tonight, but through the first 2 games, I'd didn't really see too much from him.
Yeah, you were messaging me about that, and it was a good point. I mean, prior to the goal, at least he didn't have a point, did he? But maybe he had one. But he, I think it was the first game. Again, it was just like he was shooting the puck a lot more throughout the season. But again, we saw like that pass first mentality, and the Habs. I think there's a couple 2-on-1s that they just read it right away. So I think if we can get the Marner mid-season when he was peak performance, and we'll definitely see that. I'm not worried about him getting it going, but just a matter of time. But I agree with you that he hasn't played to his full potential yet.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's going to get there. I believe he will get there, but preferably sooner rather than later, because he's just such a great player. He's such a talented player. But like you said, that pass first mentality, we saw him pass up multiple opportunities tonight. He just needs to fire the puck on net, get that monkey off his back, get a goal.
Yeah, but it's also been a lot of versatility and injuries in this playoffs. So, give him a couple games, get his feet under him, get going, and I'm sure he'll start clicking.
I think so. Jack Trout says Mitch is fine. He's always working and causing the Habs headaches. He's such a talented player, but I'd like to see more from him. I think Marner's stepping up defensively, however, says Austin. He has been stepping up defensively every year in the playoffs. He does. We remember he blocked some shots against Boston to seal the Game 5 a couple years ago. Mitch Marner comes to play in the playoffs, but he needs to produce more.
Yeah, he's also not the most physical guy, but he's a guy on your team. You don't necessarily need someone like him to be physical. Like his speed is such a disturbance for defensemen on the other team. Does a lot of little things that we don't notice. So I agree with Austin on that. But yeah, overall, I think if we're talking more pure offensively, just like in terms of like points production and opportunities, I mean, we forgot about that save Price made on him in the first game. That could have easily been a goal. So a different story if that went in the first game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Herlocker says that 4-minute penalty kill was huge. Yeah, that was a rough way to start the game. Just over a minute in, Alex Galchenyuk, silly play, lifts the stick up, and it's a double minor. Brendan Gallagher's got some blood, and the Maple Leafs penalty kill, I was impressed. They killed it off.
Yeah, I think they're saying that the penalty kill, they haven't let a goal in like a bunch of playoff games now. So the penalty kill is playing really well, and they're saying that they're attacking Montreal, not letting them set up, attacking them while they're trying to get in the offensive zone. Doing a great job. Hall's pivotal to that. You got a lot of forwards. Kerfoot looked good on the penalty kill, won a face-off, dumped the puck. That's all you got to do. They're keeping it simple. They're not trying to be fancy. They're just dumping it, and it's looking great right now.
Yeah, and you know what? On that 4-minute penalty kill they had to start the game, they didn't even allow a single shot on goal. They were just tight defensively. They killed that penalty. It was great to see.
Yep, great.
JB says Habs not hitting much because they don't want to get penalties. I don't think that's a thing. The Montreal Canadiens, they've been playing physical hockey.
Yeah, especially after the whistle. I mean, the Leafs have too, but I mean, yeah, Montreal set the tone physically. I think throughout the series, they're a bit bigger of a team. I think a bit all around, got some guys that can lay bigger hits. But yeah, I don't think Montreal's afraid to get physical for penalties. I mean, there was a lot of penalties tonight, though. I will say that there were 7 penalties, but I mean, they were pretty even.
There was that Tyler. You were saying after the whistle. There was that Tyler Toffoli.
Oh yeah,
he took the unsportsmanlike conduct. He hit TJ Brody after the whistle, and that put his team in a bad situation. But the Maple Leafs power play, not working tonight.
Yeah, I think Toffoli, maybe you could make the excuse he could have stopped, but I think he kind of just followed through on his hit. Like the whistle had gone and he laid a hit. I mean, that could have been a penalty, could have not. I don't know how much they call those unsportsmanlike, but yeah, that was, I don't know. If I was a Montreal fan, I maybe would have been mad about that.
No, you know what? I would probably be upset about it too, but it's the right call. I think it's the right call.
I guess, right? Like hitting after the penalty
If you're going by
or whistle.
the book, that's the call. It's after the whistle. You straight up body check the guy after the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, Toffoli, like on his topic, like he was kind of a non-factor tonight. I think Montreal looked at the ice time after. I think Toffoli, Anderson, those big guys, they played a lot at the start of the game. But at the end of the game, I kept seeing Caulfield and Suzuki. So I think like Montreal was trying to do something different tonight. It didn't really work out in the end, but like they got some young guys. They played a lot down the stretch tonight.
And Caulfield wasn't even in for the first 2 games of the series, but they were playing him for the final minute of the game. They must have liked what they saw from him tonight.
Yeah, he's got a good shot.
He's a talented player for sure. And NHL Public Relations just sent out a tweet saying Morgan Rielly has become the second Maple Leafs defenseman to score a game-winning goal against Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs. The other is Bill Barlico, who scored the cup-clinching goal in Game 5 of the 1951 Stanley Cup.
Jeez, that's a long time ago. I mean, this is uncharted territory for the Maple Leafs in recent years.
It definitely is, and here's the goal from Morgan Rielly that won the Toronto Maple Leafs the game.
Marner, back for Riley, shooting scores! Morgan Riley gets it back. And isn't that fitting?
Morgan Rielly, Captain Morgan, big goal.
Slid up on the right there, nice shot. Yeah, I was happy to see him score for sure.
And he was just really down on himself. A minute before that, they showed a clip of Morgan Rielly on the bench shaking his head because the goal that was scored, you could put some of the blame on him for that, but he came out and he responded. I think he's looked really good in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, we gave him a bit. We kind of went at him a bit during the season when he was slumping, because I just think we expect so much from him as our number one defenseman. And Kevin Bieksa said it the best tonight. He said, the Leafs are going to go as far defensively as Rielly takes them. He is our best defenseman at the end of the day overall, and he's been playing really well lately. So I'm glad to see that, and he's stepping it up, and he's a leader on this team. So we need someone like that to step it up.
We do. Absolutely. Morgan Rielly, he's been on this team for a really long time, and he wants to win with this team. So we need his contributions big time.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So what did you think of the power play tonight? It was tough to watch, eh? They were 2 for 6 on the power play in Game 2. And then tonight, it just diminished. What I thought, this might be a spark, it turned out not to be.
Yeah, I think the first opportunity, might be wrong, but I think the first opportunity looked the best. Like they had a stretch where they were passing the puck. They had a few opportunities, moving it good in offensive zone. They were set up. But then after that, yeah, it was kind of like Montreal. Like it was just neither power play was very threatening at all. And they just kind of looked like they didn't know what they were doing. Their system that they had set up, they were sticking to it too tightly. But yeah, it was definitely, I don't know, we got to get that fixed somehow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's pretty predictable. It seems predictable. And Jason Brooks here says it's still too predictable. I agree with that. The Maple Leafs are setting up the same type of shot every night. But on the first power play, it did look better. I thought Jumbo Joe Thornton even looked good on that power play.
Yeah, a couple nice passes.
And they're starting to generate opportunities, but nothing came to fruition. This power play unit, it could be a major X factor for this team going forward. It could be an X factor for their downfall or for their uprising.
Yeah, the one thing I was noticing too is like they play Matthews like Ovi on the other side where he kind of lines up like on the umbrella and just lets it rip. And like, I'm not saying that doesn't work. He scored a lot of goals there, but against a goalie like Price, Like, I feel like you need a body in front. Like, it's direct shots on Price, and he's just such a great goalie. He's going to get there and save it. So I don't know if that type of setup really works on a goalie like Price.
I think you could throw Zach Hyman or Wayne Simmons out there for longer on the power play. Get them screening Carey Price. That's a great point you make because it's really hard to beat Carey Price without that screen.
Well, we saw it tonight. I mean, that first goal with Nylander wasn't a great shot, but it was through traffic. I think it went off one of the Montreal defensemen. It was just, that's how you beat. I feel like that's how you beat a goalie like Price. Like, it's not so much like just going to be a clean snipe. It's got to be a dirty goal. It's got to be something through bodies. Like, he's too good of a goalie. If he sees it, he's going to save it.
Yep. You're right. He's a great goaltender. He's going to make the saves that he should make. And we're getting some updates in the comments section here.
Yeah, it was Sportsnet right here.
The New York Islanders lead the series 3-2 with a double overtime victory against the Pittsburgh Penguins here.
Again, I'm not happy about that. Just because I picked guys on Pittsburgh for my fantasy, I'm getting smoked here.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
I picked like 3 guys on Pittsburgh. They're not going to make it out of the first round.
That's a really good series. I wouldn't count Pittsburgh out yet.
I don't know. Yeah,
I wouldn't count them out yet. So if you haven't already, and you're in the comments section here, we have 91 people watching between Facebook and YouTube. There's got to be some of you who haven't subscribed to Maple Leafs Media. If you haven't, make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content is being pumped out here.
We have a couple questions about rib tattoo. They're asking about rib. Rib's on vacation right now.
Yeah. So we're in the Bahamas or something.
Yeah, he's been chasing a girl. So that's where Rib's at.
Yeah, so you said I picked Pens in 7. I think I picked Pens in 7 too on the show we had a couple weeks back.
I think I picked Pens to the conference finals or the Final Four, but
Islanders, boys. But I also did pick the Islanders as my sleeper team to win the Stanley Cup. I feel as if they've made a couple deep runs in the playoffs, but they're still a team that's slept on far too much.
Yeah, I mean, they're proving that this series, and like they're a really good defensive team, right? I think like one of the bets I saw the whole season was pick the under on the Islanders. Like that was like a really good consistent bet, under away. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The playoffs are. I think they've got another update. Panthers are up 3-1, 3 minutes left. What's that series? That's 3-1 Tampa, right?
It's 3-1 Tampa, and I picked Florida to win that series.
I think I picked Tampa.
Yeah,
I picked Tampa. But I think I got Carolina coming out of that side. Have they won? Did they win the other night? They swept?
No, they have not swept. It's a tie series.
I'm thinking of the other. I'm thinking about.
Nashville won 2 games in double overtime.
I'm thinking about Colorado versus St. Louis. That's why I'm mixing those up.
Yeah, Nashville and Carolina are the only other series that's in action tomorrow. And the Leafs game is at 7:30 tomorrow, not 7 p.m. So don't let that mess you up. If you're looking for the game, it's at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Which means like 7:40. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, it's always got to be like 10, 15 minutes later.
Just start it on like the dot, Like I don't want to see the pregame.
It would be nice. It would be nice, especially when you got to wake up in the morning the next day. But I don't know. It is what it is. NHL's always been like that, always behind on the schedule.
Yep.
Yeah, suck. Montreal is going to win. They're just letting you win.
What is it? Wait, yeah, suck. Montreal is going to. Why they? I don't understand that comment. That's like some conspiracy theory.
I think he's saying that the Habs are letting the Leafs win.
UFOs exist or something like that. I don't know what that's all about. Someone's calling me out here, a bias. I gotta answer this. He says, Clarkey, what happened to your boy Anderson? You said I was way off about him, ... Would you like to change? No, you're right. I mean, I was never a Campbell hater. I just thought we had to give Anderson the benefit of the doubt. Now, did I know that at that time, did I know that when Anderson went away, Campbell would become the second coming of Marty Brodeur and Ned or Patrick Waugh? I did not know that. So now that I know that, you were right and I was wrong. So I'll give you that for sure.
Jack Campbell's been stellar so far. He's been stellar. He's been amazing for the Maple Leafs this year. 17-3-2 record in the regular season. And then out here in this game tonight, his second career playoff victory.
Yep. We don't know who's going to start tomorrow night. You're saying Anderson. A lot of people are saying
tomorrow night.
Campbell.
I think Frederik Andersen gets the second game of a back-to-back. Let us know in the comments section below. Who do you think is going to start tomorrow? Is it going to be Jack Campbell or Frederik Andersen? Keep in mind the injuries that both these goalies have dealt with throughout the season. And also keep in mind that this is a playoff. You want your best option out there. You want the option that you think is going to give you the best opportunity to win, to play. So,
what about Riddick? Like, we also have him. Riddick,
come on. Come on.
We play Riddick. What do we play a goaltender each period? We have the depth. We could play Riddick the first, Anderson the second, Campbell the third.
That's
like an all-star game.
That's wild. That's a wild take right there. That's a wild take out there. Kadri's happy. The Avs eliminated the Blues. Yeah, one of Nazem Kadri's teams moved on in the playoffs, even though he got suspended again.
Yeah, I mean, we don't miss that part of this game.
No, he's a great player. Nazem Kadri is a great player, but he lacks discipline, and he gets suspended at the worst time possible.
Yeah, I still like him, though. Like, I'd still have him on the fourth line. But obviously, he's more expensive than that.
All right, we're going to get some comments about Campbell and Anderson here. Campbell, Anderson gets net tomorrow night. Is now really the time to put Anderson in? I would go with Campbell. Anderson, 100%. You got to go with Freddie. Freddie, you need to keep Campbell fresh. You need to keep him healthy, too. Campbell, Anderson.
Oh, my gosh.
Campbell after rest day. But Anderson is the start.
I don't know if they announced that, did they? I don't think they did.
Freddie Anderson. Soupy, Campbell. So, I mean, back and forth. It's back and forth. Back and forth. I would go with Frederik Andersen. I'd go with Freddie tomorrow. He's a viable option. Jack Campbell's been great for us. He was amazing out there tonight, and I'm not dethroning him as the Maple Leaf starter because I'd play him in the second game of a back-to-back. Just get that through your minds before you type whatever you're going to type in the comment section. Frederik Andersen's my starter tomorrow night.
So what if I asked you this? Instead of starting Friday tomorrow night, you go back to Campbell, back-to-back, just let him finish it off in Montreal. We go up 3-1. Then you give Campbell the next game off, and you play Anderson to try and close out the series.
But why does that make sense?
I don't know. You give him rest, at the end of the series, and then he could have potentially a good stretch off. Unless that might throw his mojo off, and you just play him the whole way through. Your mentality, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's a back-to-back. He's going to be tired. Start Anderson.
It's not even the fact that he's tired. It's more about you want to preserve him and make sure he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Leafs go with Campbell. I wouldn't be surprised if the Leafs go with Anderson, but I'd go with Anderson tomorrow.
You know how many people would be mad if we played Anderson, Leafs tied 2-2, and then just lose the series? So many people. I think Anderson, I don't think we're signing him back anyway, but there would be Anderson jerseys burned on the streets of Toronto. In the GTA or across Canada, there would be Anderson jerseys burned.
Well, I don't condone that on this channel. I do not condone or support that. Leafs are terrible. They don't know what they doing, fam. Don't know what you're typing.
I don't speak. I don't think that's English. That might be some sort of dialect. But if we
Yeah,
can get a translator in
I-
here, I definitely would
I
try
don't
to
know.
monitor that.
I don't know what that was either. I really don't. I like Freddie. Freddie rocks, but Campbell's a starter, and he's had less than 20 shots a game. Not tonight, he didn't, but the other couple, he hasn't had less than 20 shots in the series, I don't think, actually. But, yeah, I mean, you don't want to re-aggravate any injuries, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is Jack Campbell the better goaltender this year? Yes. Is Jack Campbell the Maple Leaf starter going forward? Yes. Would I consider playing Frederik Andersen tomorrow in a second game of a back-to-back? Yes.
Well, I think most people still say Campbell's in. Like, I'd say it's like 70-30 right now, or 60-40. I don't know. I agree with you, but then I agree with, I don't know. I'm in the middle. I don't know what to say. Like, it's too tough to say.
I'll be content either way as long as the Maple Leafs win. How's that?
Yeah, but then if you hear about some undisclosed injury after, but I don't know. Both guys have been injured, so should be fine. Knocking on wood.
Keith Mann says, I saw a Habs fan on Twitter complaining about the refs. Can you believe it? Nothing surprises me. That happened after the last game, too.
Yeah, well, you know, we were talking about it. Did you all think that the Tyler Toffoli hit was a penalty? I guess it was after the call, whatever. You know, we've definitely seen some. That's hockey, right? Like, there's always some hits after the call, but I guess that was a full-on hit, so they called it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he made a body check after the whistle. It doesn't. It's right by the book there. I mean, it's a blatant penalty. It's unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's hockey.
It's not like
that's hockey. Come on.
It's not like he went up and face washed him or like just shoved him. He full on body checked him into the boards.
Yeah, I guess.
So it has to be a penalty in that situation. But Maple Leafs, big dubs tonight. Big dubs tonight. Let's go. D Boyd says, I would play Campbell tomorrow and give Freddie game 5 after we take a stranglehold in the series. So there's been a couple comments with this idea, and you brought it up to me earlier, Clarkey.
Yeah, I just thought of it on the spot. I mean, I'm not Sheldon Keefe. I mean, he probably won't do this whatsoever, but just thought maybe you go 3-1. But I think the back-to-back makes more sense. You'd probably want to rest more on back-to-back than rest on a two-day stretch, right?
Yeah, for sure. Thomas says, do you guys see Thornton playing when the Leafs are fully healthy? Yes. Yes, I do. Joe Thornton was brought in here to play playoff hockey. Whether you want to see him more or less, get used to seeing him in the lineup. He's going to be in the lineup for the Maple Leafs in the playoffs as long as he's healthy.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever give him a rest? Like, you know, he has 41. Back-to-back's hard on those legs. Do you think we should give him a rest? Maybe slot someone in from our taxi squad for Joe Thornton? I mean, did you guys see that opportunity at the end of the game today? That slapper he took right at the top of the slot. It was like an old school slapper. He like shot it above Price, but it was fun to watch. But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing. He's handled back-to-backs throughout this season. I was suggesting load management throughout the entirety of this year. That's something I suggested. But we didn't see it very often. I think he's going to be playing in the playoffs. That's why we brought him in here. We brought him in here to win a Stanley Cup and to compete for a Stanley Cup with his team. Help keep the guys motivated, keep the players focused in this locker room on the task at hand. So he's going to be playing as long as he's healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I see a lot of comments rolling in here. It's more about the intangibles he brings, his leadership, his ability to get the guys going. hugging Sandine after he gets his first playoff goal, stuff like that. So he's important to the team. He is, even if he can't skate like he used to.
Freddie should play tomorrow to rest up Campbell. I don't care if you disagree. Think of it. It's really hard for professionals to play back-to-back, also being a goalie. Let Freddie get a start in net. Only one. So, on top of the thought of back-to-back games for Jack Campbell, there's also the thought of you want to have Frederik Andersen ready in the case of injury or anything goes wrong with Jack Campbell. You want to have your second goaltending option ready.
Yeah, I see that. And I mean, that's a good point. I mean, I'm not a professional athlete whatsoever, but it's hard for me to go back to back nights with beers. So I get where you're coming from there, but I mean, I don't know. I think that's priority number one is your number one starting goaltender, his health. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna do that where you start Anderson. It's because of Campbell. It's because you want to rest Campbell. I don't think it's that you want to keep Anderson healthy, but that is a good point about trying to keep Anderson ready because you never know what happens.
Yeah, you want to have him ready either way. Daniel Rojas says rather have Anderson in the earlier games than if it goes late. So
it's a good point, Rojas.
Another good point.
Original listener here.
Yeah, he's been on this channel for a long time now. Thank you for the support. Start Campbell. He is hot. You don't rest goalies in the playoffs. See, there's been multiple teams who've succeeded with multiple goaltenders, though. Why can't the Maple Leafs do that? I'm not saying Jack Campbell and Frederik Andersen are going to split the starts from here on out, but he can get a start in a back-to-back.
Yeah, again, it's tough. I mean, like, if you're making the decision, you're Keith. Let's all pretend we're Keith for a second. Are you making that decision? What are you making that decision based on? Are you just going to Campbell saying, hey, Jack, are you ready to go tomorrow night? Do you think you'll be good if you can go tomorrow night and finish off the series? Is your body able to handle it? Or is it don't even ask him, start Anderson? Or is it don't even ask him, just start Campbell? Like, I feel like there's different roads. I don't know how they'll do it. But I think they'll ask the players, see what they're saying, and go from there.
I think, yeah, if you're Sheldon Keefe, you might go up to Jack Campbell, ask him, hey, man, how you feeling tomorrow? Does the morning skate, whatever. See how that goes. And you make a decision from there. You don't want to rush into this. You can't really judge a goaltender based off of practices either. I was talking to Kelly Rudy about this when he was on here for an interview. You don't want to judge a goalie based off of a practice performance or whatnot. You want to. It's really hard to prepare for a game as a goaltender. Obviously, you're going to be nervous. So I think you want to let the goalie who's starting know as soon as possible.
Yeah, and they might already have the decision tonight. Like, we don't know what goes on internally. I mean, the game is tomorrow night, so whoever's playing has probably got to get prepared mentally.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it definitely is. If it could go either way, I think Leaf fans on both sides of this argument are going to have something to say come game time tomorrow night.
And TK, what do you do game 5 if Freddie gets a start game 4 and plays lights out? You go right back to Jack Campbell because he's been lights out and he's earned the right to be the starter.
But now I'll say this because you're an advocate for this. What if Freddie playing good puts pressure on Campbell that he's looking over his shoulder more now? I know this is a what if, but he's like, okay, the backup's playing good. I have a short leash, shorter than ever. And then he starts to choke. What if it messes with him completely? You know? You never know. Hey, there's things to consider here. It's like a pendulum swinging.
There's a lot to consider. There's definitely a lot of scenarios that could play out, but hopefully this goaltending tandem can just work together and go from there.
Yep.
Comment Adam, his boss, says, but what about Price today? Carey Price was stellar. He was Carey Price. Playoff Price is he's a beast, and he's scary to play against because he can take over a series.
Yeah, even that Powell save, obviously best save of the game, but he made a lot of great saves, and I feel for him a bit. Obviously, Toronto hasn't had much more success than Montreal in recent years, but like Montreal is just a really bad offensive team recently. Like they showed that stat tonight that I think it's like 1.7 goals or something like that his team scores when he's in net, and or something. I don't know what it is, but they don't score a lot when he's in net. So, it sucks for him. He's a really great goalie. Who knows what he could do if he was like a goalie on a team like Pittsburgh or those great teams in the past. He could have probably won like 5 straight or something like that.
Yeah, Carey Price he's unreal. I'm gonna show the clip of that save he made, that stick save. It was amazing.
The wide open net, watch that plant and then just reach with the stick in desperation, gets there, and oh man, that's one that is Jason Spezzi's thinking, I better get this up, better not put it along the ice.
Highway robbery from Carey Price, and we've seen him do that before. He's just a special goaltender.
Yeah, how do you think Spezza felt after that? Like, oh, how did I not get that in?
Yeah, that's gotta be tough. That's tough, but the Maple Leafs overcame the adversity they're facing against Carey Price because, like I said, he's an amazing goalie. They just had to keep firing the puck on net, and they had 2 goals. That's all they needed because Jack Campbell was a rock for them back there.
Oh yeah, rock back there for sure. Fred Flintstone.
We got a comment here from Godly X John. Are you guys pumped for next season like I am? I really think we'll have a better team. Robertson, Brooks, Sandine all up next season. Ian Scott is slow in his return, but I'm pumped. Godly X John. Okay, we've got a lot of promising prospects for the future. Sure thing, I'm hyped for next season, but that's not the focus right now. I'm hyped up for the playoffs. We're in playoff hockey mode right now, and I believe that the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're constructed for success more so than any of the past however many years it's been since this team's really made a run.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think Godly John's one of the few Leaf fans that actually thinks ahead, doesn't live in the moment, because we're all just stuck in the moment right now. So maybe if things don't turn out, knock on wood, that I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but Godly John will be happy thinking about all the great things we have for our team, where we'll be crying in our bedrooms, upset about the game. But yeah, we gotta focus on what we got right now, and it's a really great opportunity. This North Division's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think we'll ever see this again in our lifetimes. So if we can't come out on top, at least within Canada, we got some serious rethink and re-questioning to do here. So let's get out of Canada. Let's get out of Canada.
We were the 6th seed in the NHL. The Montreal Canadiens were the 18th seed, just to put that into perspective. They're big-time underdogs. We need to win this series and get that real monkey off of our back. Just think about the playoff failures for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know it sucks to think about, but hopefully this team can overcome all of that adversity this year. It's a different team. It's a different year. And once you win one playoff series, anything can happen from there.
Yeah, it's just got to get rolling here, for sure.
For sure. And the subscribers are rolling in also. We're currently sitting at 841 subs on Maple Leafs Media. Let's try to get to 850 tonight. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified every time new content's being released on Maple Leafs Media. We're going to head off here soon. Not yet. We still have some stuff to cover, but make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell.
If we get to 850, I'll do something crazy. I'll do something crazy. It's supposed to be quiet hour right now, but I'll go crazy if we get to 850 on air tonight.
Clarkey's going to go wild, huh?
As wild as Weber did on Matthews tonight. That was crazy what he did. That was Guy's got to keep his hands to himself. Come on.
I love the way that
I'm just kidding.
Austin Matthews is keeping his composure. He's keeping his cool. He's just laughing it off. We've seen this throughout the playoffs. Austin Matthews has been a different beast.
Yeah, he's disciplined, and he's, doesn't matter what's happening. He's just laughing.
He is. How about this comment from King George III? Leafs aren't ready for a cup. No Canadian team is getting it this year.
What did he say? No Canadian team.
Leafs aren't ready for a cup. No Canadian team is getting it this year.
I mean, King George might be right. Your Highness, you might be right. Art thee thou, King George, the Highness of thy great kingdom? You might be right on that one, sir. I can't disagree with you on that. I mean, the American teams are looking good, but we just got to hope and pray that we're going to storm down the Renegades with our King George army down to the United States and win the cup. Hoist the Stanley Cup for our people.
Nice. That was nice. That was nice. Don't count out the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is a cup contending team. Like it or not, this team's a cup contender.
Yeah, for sure.
Henny says, Clarkey, shave that. Hey, we can't do that. This, if you can tell, probably can't. I'm trying to grow like playoff beard and stuff, but it's not really there.
Give me a week. I'll have a strip line. I'll have an air landing strip for you guys. I'll grow it out.
Jets Leafs would be a good
Wait,
series.
did you say you're growing facial hair?
Yeah, you can't see that? You can't see that?
Dude!
I'm blonde.
You're growing facial hair.
Yep. Game 3.
Oh my lordy.
It grows at the same rate as Mitch Marner's. No.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? I think my facial hair grows a bit better than Mitch Marner's. He doesn't really grow it. He doesn't get it.
We got to get you some like some beard grower. And next thing you know, you come on the next show, you're like you came out of a cave like 10 years later.
Like after being in Castaway or something.
We got to get you some sort of beard lotion or something. I can't grow much of a beard either. I can only grow a dirt stash.
This Leafs team laughs off every scrum. Matthews makes me laugh, but this Leafs team has matured so much over the last 3 years. All the ups and the downs, they look so hungry. Yeah, you're right. The younger players, they've really developed, continued their growth and development, and they've matured. And the players that they're surrounded by now, the veterans on this team, really make a difference. Jason Spezza, Zach Bogosian, Joe Thornton, Wayne Simmons. These guys make a big-time difference.
They're stepping it up. I mean, other than that paddle save, these veterans are doing really great. And even we're missing some key guys still, right? Like Foligno's out, obviously JT, some key players down the stretch, but I think the least depth too. There's a lot of holes that can be filled on a given night. It's a next man up mentality, and it's great to see.
Yeah, it is. There's so much depth on this team. Next man up mentality. You're right. Jeremy says, I love Mitchell, but he's got to shoot more. He will create that many more scoring chances. And you're right, Jeremy. We were talking about this earlier on the show that Mitch Marner, he's such a great player, such a great playmaker, but he passes up too many shots. He said at the beginning of the season that he wants to shoot more, but yeah, he hasn't been shooting very much in the playoffs.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier in the show. It's definitely like that shoot first mentality. I think he had that during the season. I think it's just a matter of time. He's such a great player where if he gets enough opportunities, he'll get going. And like I said earlier, if he had that goal in the first game, it would have been a different story. But Price made that cross crease great save. So, we got to see we got to look at who we're playing against, and there's a great goalie Marner has to face and the Leafs have to face. So it's tougher than it appears for sure.
It's a challenge. It's a lot to overcome for sure. But we pay him the big bucks. We need to see Mitch Marner step up his playoff performance. That's when That's why you get paid for the playoff performance.
Yeah.
Mitch looks for Matthews too much. That's the only thing I noticed. Yeah, he's always looking for Matthews, and it makes sense because he's such a great generational talent. But shoot the puck. Mitch Marner's got a great shot himself.
Yeah, just let it rip.
Exactly. Let it rip. Good things happen when you shoot the puck. Clarkey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
We got Rojas in here saying, "Can you guys say something nice about Engvall?" You go first.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay. He can shut down. He can play a nice shutdown type of role, and he scored 4 goals in his last 5 regular season games this year. He really stepped it up towards the end of the season. He's competing for playoff time. He's earned the right to play in the playoffs right now.
Okay. Yeah. AC says he has a really long neck. Okay. No, I think he's got a lot of great speed, and he's a versatile player. Like, you can plug him on the PK, you can plug him on a few different lines, and he makes an impact. And I think tonight he was in front of the net a couple times, got a nice couple of rebounds, caused some disturbance. So he's a type of player that definitely is probably not easy to play against, and he puts in a lot of effort. I think he's a player that is like Mikheyev. Like, those guys are just giving it 100% every night.
Yep. Pierre Engvall. You got to give credit to where credit's due. He's a big guy and a very good skater. Great comment from Brian there. Back to Mitch Marner. Got to give him credit. He's been solid on the penalty kill. He has been. He's one of this team's top penalty killers.
Yep. Yeah, we forget about all the great players that have been playing on the penalty kill, which has been great. Unlike the power play, the penalty kill has been amazing. Kerfoot's another one. Engvall, like, a lot of different players have stepped it up. Hyman.
Yeah, Zach Hyman. He was great out there tonight as well. Jeremy says Nylander will be the Leaf star for these playoffs. Certainly looks like it right now. And in the absence of John Tavares, you need more players to step up. William Nylander, he is going to be a key contributor for the Maple Leafs. And as far as they go, he's going to need to contribute.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. He's shut up the haters for sure. And I think they were saying he didn't get that much ice time the first couple of games. And tonight he was playing a bit more. But, I think he's not even on the first power play right now. I don't think so.
No.
He's making do with what he's been given, and he's playing really well. And I think a lot of Leaf fans like what they see from him now, especially it was only even this year, but last couple seasons where we were questioning should he even be on the team. So, I think that he's proven his reputation and his ability to play once again.
And let's just clear that up. You and I, we've never questioned if he should be on this team or not. We think that he's
I'm saying in general. I'm saying in general.
Media around, not Maple Leafs media, but the media around. Nylander's always in the public eye since his contract negotiations.
Yeah, and he didn't even end up signing like a huge contract anyway. Like, it was big, but it wasn't like
right now. Right now, it looks like a team-friendly deal.
Yeah.
Let's show his playoff goal tonight. His 3rd goal of the playoffs. He has 4 points through 3 games.
They cut off the route to the net. Nylander scores a face-off win, and William Nylander has goals in 3.
And to all the William Nylander critics out there, silence the critics, William Nylander.
Shun them up. Yeah, that's your go-to, one of your go-to gifts or whatever you call that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, whenever it's William Nylander, I've got it ready.
Yeah, buddy.
So we've been on here for an hour, and we still have over 100 people in the chat between Facebook and YouTube. So it's been great support here. We are 2 subscribers away from 850. At the beginning of the show, I said, let's try to reach 850 subs by the end of the show. So if you haven't already, there's got to be some of you in here that aren't subbed. Hit the notification bell and smash that like button. You'll be notified every time new content's coming out on Maple Leafs Media. I'll be back here tomorrow night with a post-game show for the second game of this back-to-back between Toronto and Montreal.
Yeah, you'll be doing hopefully a great reaction to a nice win, and at least we'll be up 3-1. Knock on wood, but yeah, it was great. It's been fun tonight so far.
And we just got to 855 subs, just like that. Thank you, everybody, for the subs rolling in. Go crazy. Go crazy.
I thought people would forget that. I think people actually listen to what I said. What should I do? Should I do it tonight when I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, or should I do it when I'm more energized? Maybe have a coffee or something. What should I do?
I don't know. You figure it out.
I mean, people are sleeping in my house. If anyone cares about that, be considerate to my household and the people that I have to have accommodations with. But I don't think anyone cares about that. They just want to see me do something crazy.
I don't think so. Before we head off here, you want to do a score prediction for tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. And everyone shoot your score predictions. What do you guys think? I will not let you down. I'll do something next time I'm on the live stream. I will come with an idea. But yeah, let's do score predictions for tomorrow.
Okay. I'll start. Tonight was 2-1 battle. Hotly contested battle. I'm going to say it's going to be, you know what? We haven't had an overtime game in this series yet. I'm going to say another hotly contested battle, 3-2 Toronto overtime.
Okay. I'm going to say that, I'm going to stick with my prediction. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that this is tough. This is really tough. Because I initially said Toronto in 6, and I said Habs win this next game. So, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to say the Habs win tomorrow night. Habs are going to win it, tie it up. Anderson's going to start in net, and the Leafs are going to lose 3-2.
Okay. And
I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong.
And the Leafs lose with Frederik Anderson in net, then does Leafs Nation freak out? Yes, they probably will, but I'm gonna take the Maple Leafs in overtime tomorrow night.
I can't pick them every game, or else I'll I gotta mix it up.
Tomorrow's key is who scores the first goal. You heard it here first from Frank Rusty Nails. The key to tomorrow's game is who can score first.
Yeah, that's a great point. No, I knocked on wood. We're not jinxed, but yeah, it's a great point. I mean, I think there's a lot of question marks for tomorrow night, even though we won tonight. I think that there's a lot of question marks. Who's going to be in net? Who's going to score first? Because this game, I know there's a comment earlier, it doesn't matter anymore, but it was a tight game. It was a very close game. It could have gone either way. So scoring first is important. Imagine if Montreal got a couple goals on their 4-minute power play at the start of the game today. It probably would have been a Toronto loss. So there's a lot of opportunities and chances for things to happen in these tight playoff games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And thank you for coming on here, Clarkey, tonight. Do you have any closing statements for Maple Leafs Media?
I just love seeing all the comments in here. I love the support, people coming in with different comments. I'm seeing a lot of new names in here, and love to see new names. People come in with all crazy different types of comments and their own opinions, and that's the beauty of Maple Leafs Media. It's a channel by the fans for the fans. We're not anything special here. We're just talking hockey and having a good time doing it, and we appreciate all the comments, and we hope you guys are having a good time too. So thank you, and have a great show tomorrow night.
and drop the puck, cheering from Australia. Campbell standing on his head again. Big shout out to you, cheering all the way from Australia. Love to see the support for Leafs Nation worldwide. Great performance from Jack Campbell. Thank you for coming on here tonight, Clarkey. Thank you, everyone in the comments section, for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button, hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's released. I'll be live here tomorrow night, post game for Game 4. Let's go. Big dubs tonight. 2-1
Let's
series
go.
lead. Until next time, go Leafs, go.